is being shortlisted for a new nuclear-powered submarine-based pork barreling, or an amazing jobs and investment opportunity? Well, it depends on who you ask. Key points. Newcastle is one of 3 locations shortlisted for a new East Coast submarine base. Newcastle is one of 3 locations shortlisted for a new East Coast submarine base. Senator Rex Patrick says all 3 scored poorly in a recent defense study recommending Sydney and Jervis Bay. Senator Rex Patrick says all 3 scored poorly in a recent defense study recommending Sydney and Jervis Bay. Lord Mayor Nuatali Nelmes says the city is determined to remain nuclear-free. The announcement that Newcastle is among 3 cities shortlisted has sparked some mixed reactions. Independent Senator Rex Patrick has dismissed the shortlisting of Newcastle, Port Kembla, and Brisbane for the submarines base as pure pork barreling in the lead-up to the federal election. Independent Senator Rex Patrick says Newcastle scored poorly in a defence review of potential submarine bases. Speaking on Iron Breakfast, Senator Patrick said in 2018 he obtained a defence study under Freedom of Information, which revealed all 3 cities had scored very poorly in relation to accommodating a submarine base. When the Prime Minister made that announcement yesterday, he said it was off the back of a study that had 19 different options, and they were down to 3 options, Senator Patrick said. The 3 options that he picked scored very low in the analysis. The best city for a future sub-base was Sydney, followed by Jervis Bay. Senator Patrick said the Port of Newcastle in particular had several problems, including a difficult entry and hectic shipping schedule. I think it's been picked for pork barreling reasons. It's a pre-election announcement that offers the prospect of jobs and economic activity, he said. But obviously that's a nice carrot for anyone considering voting for the coalition, and the Prime Minister knows that. The proposal is to procure nuclear-powered submarines in partnership with the US and the UK. Senator Patrick said the 2 other cities shortlisted, Port Kembla and Brisbane, were also listed as unsuitable in the defence report. You've got to wonder why the government departed from the strong recommendations that came from the Department of Defence, he said. It's riddled with politics, and we know that when politics gets in the way, defence capability generally suffers. Perfect location. The Hunter Defence Task Force has thrown its support behind Newcastle being chosen for the new base. Tim Owen believes the city is an ideal spot for the new submarine base. Task Force spokesman Tim Owen believes the Port of Newcastle is an ideal location, citing the region's connections to an international airport, inland rail, and a strong defence industries workforce. Mr. Owen said a new base would include maintenance and repair operations, space for the naval fleet, and accommodation for sailors. We've heard that we don't necessarily have to have a substantial nuclear industry to support it because we're looking at a self-sustaining capability within the submarine, he said. Nuclear opposition from Lord Mayor. Newcastle Lord Mayor Nuatali Nelmes said the city had been nuclear-free since 1982 and hoped Newcastle was not high on the list of options. I really think it's galling to consider the AUKUS arrangement, and the purchase of these nuclear submarines has somehow meant that we've shifted our international defence strategy from not being nuclear to nuclear, she said. Lord Mayor Nuatali Nelmes says her city is proudly nuclear-free and would not welcome a base for nuclear-powered submarines. There are so many issues with the way Scott Morrison and this coalition government are behaving, but just to assume that somehow the city of Newcastle is going to be a target if ever there is a war. I know the people of Newcastle, and I know how they would feel if they were overridden, particularly when it comes to nuclear disarmament and weaponizing our port. They, the government, wouldn't just have an issue with the city of Newcastle, they'll have an issue with the people of Newcastle.